Hi everybody, already a week has passed, and have I got a treat for you today. I drove to Wimberley yesterday and spent some time on the porch with Marv Wold and listening to the birds chirp and watching the deer prance happily behind him and the wind chimes ringing. It was just a lovely time where Marv was sharing his story, which we are now going to share with you. Hope you enjoy this.
Please bear with me because this is my story. I was born and raised in a little farm way up north. My parents did not attend church, but I didn't attend church regularly until I got out of the army and out of college and got married. After going there for a couple of years, a situation occurred at the church. A disagreement with a senior member. Words were spoken. I left and did not go back for 40 years. So this is a story of what happens when God decides that he wants to work with a 70-year-old man. The story began when my second wife contracted lung cancer fatally and decided that she wanted that we should join the church where we had gone occasionally. After welcoming me and attending a little indoctrination series, we had our membership ceremony at church. The first lady came out, hugged me like I was a long lost grandchild. With just exuberance. And the next women followed the same thing. And the men followed with kind of what I call the John Wayne stare, with a hard grip and that look that said, "Anytime, brother, anything you need." From that time on, there was a feeling in the air that I cannot describe. There was a feeling of overwhelming love that just permeated the atmosphere. And that went on for 70 or 80 members of the congregation, while I stood there with tears streaming down my face. The feeling has not changed, as you might be able to tell by my face. I still can't tell the story without tears. And she listened to my story and shook her head and said, "Don't you know nothing? That was the love of God you received." I was left after this meeting, what I call a meeting with God, with two things. I was left. One was a need to read the Bible, which I have been doing now for all that time. And the other was a feeling deep down inside where there had never been anything, a solid feeling of being loved that has never, ever left me. No one ever commented anything to me, but I noticed differences, little changes. My daughters and my wife had commented so much often that I was so negative about everything. Little by little, that has been cured. when I started reading the Bible, I would read all the things that a beginner starts, and you read all the unbelievable things. And I'd argue that can't be right. And the Bible, of course, as you get more familiar with it, became more understandable. And I kept noticing the changes in my personality. I was very introverted. I didn't have childhood experiences, and I never learned how to get along with people, and that has haunted me all my life. So my answer was to stay away from people. As you can tell, I will bend over backwards now to talk to people. These experiences have turned me inside out. It's not a matter of believing. You never really believe. You know. And that was exactly the way I felt. I knew. I didn't feel it. And sometime later I found a place in the Bible which says that the belief comes from God. I believe it. I tried so hard to make myself believe, and I could not. Since then, life has just gotten better and better and better. God blessed me with a third wife who is just truly the love of my life. The adventures that have happened on this trip make a very interesting story. For any of you, and I think most of you probably, there have been times when you have done things that you're ashamed of, that you have said things that embarrassed you, that you have thought and acted ways that disgusted you, and you regretted it, and you cussed yourself out for it, and you live with it. When you remember those times, you can understand what I'm going to tell you. A couple of years ago, one day, a thought came into my mind. I like the person I have become. That says it all right there, and how important that can be to someone who's been disgusted with yourself and angry with yourself often over the years. To be able to say that is just a wonderful thing. Thanks for listening.